Have you ever felt paralyzed by the fear of failing? Like you're standing at the edge of a cliff, afraid to take the leap, because what if you fall? What if you fail and all your efforts go to waste? It's a fear so common, yet so powerful, that it can hold us back from realizing our true potential. But here's the truth. Failure is not the enemy. It's actually one of life's greatest teachers. What if I told you that overcoming this fear could unlock doors you never knew existed? That it could set you on the path to success, personal growth, and true fulfillment? Today, we're going to explore how to move past the fear of failure and embrace it as a stepping stone to greatness. You'll learn actionable steps backed by ancient wisdom and modern science to break free from the chains of fear and start living the life you truly deserve. But before we jump in, take a moment to think of a fear that's been holding you back, a fear that's kept you from moving forward. Hold it in your mind, because by the end of this video, you'll have the tools to face it head-on. Now, before we continue, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on content that can help you unlock your potential. Let's build a community of growth and empowerment. And if you're ready to take control of your fear, comment below. I embrace failure as a stepping stone to success. Fear is a survival mechanism designed to keep us safe from danger. It's an emotion that's been with us since the beginning of time, helping our ancestors avoid life-threatening situations. But in today's world, most of our fears aren't about physical danger. They're about emotional or psychological pain. Fear of embarrassment, fear of rejection, and most commonly, the fear of failure. Historical context. Throughout history, countless individuals have overcome their fears to achieve greatness. Winston Churchill, Nelson Mandela, and Mahatma Gandhi are just a few examples. Their stories serve as inspiration and reminders that fear can be conquered. Scientific perspective. From a scientific standpoint, fear is a complex interplay of biological, psychological, and environmental factors. The brain's amygdala plays a crucial role in processing fear, and it can be rewired through various techniques. As the Stoic philosopher Seneca once said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." Failure. It's such a scary word, isn't it? But what if we stopped thinking of failure as the opposite of success and instead viewed it as part of the journey? What if we saw failure as feedback, a necessary step in the process of growth? Take a moment to think about this. Some of the most successful people in history failed more times than they succeeded. Thomas Edison, the inventor of the light bulb, famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." His so-called failures were actually the building blocks of his success. When we shift our mindset from avoiding failure to embracing it, everything changes. Failure is no longer a roadblock. It becomes a teacher. It shows us what doesn't work, which brings us one step closer to what will work. Growth mindset versus fixed mindset. Carol Dweck's concept of growth mindset emphasizes that abilities can be developed through dedication and hard work. This mindset is crucial for overcoming the fear of failure and embracing challenges. Post-mortem analysis. After a failure, conducting a post-mortem analysis can help identify the root causes, learn valuable lessons, and avoid repeating mistakes. Now that we understand fear and the value of failure, let's dive into the practical steps you can take to overcome the fear of failure and start taking bold action in your life. The first step to overcoming any fear is to acknowledge it. Ignoring or denying your fear will only make it stronger. Sit with it. Ask yourself, what am I really afraid of? Is it the fear of looking foolish? The fear of losing money? The fear of disappointing others? By naming your fear, you take the first step in gaining power over it. You become aware of what's been holding you back, and with awareness comes control. Take a moment now to reflect. What's the worst thing that could happen if you failed? You might find that it's not as catastrophic as you imagined. Journaling exercise. Keeping a journal can help you explore and understand your fears in a safe and private space. Once you've identified your fear, the next step is to shift your mindset. Instead of seeing failure as something to be feared, start seeing it as an opportunity to grow. When you fail, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Every failure brings with it a lesson, a chance to improve, adjust, and try again. This concept is called failing forward, learning from each failure and using it as a stepping stone to success. Remember, success is not about never failing. It's about rising every time you fall. Visualization techniques. Imagine yourself successfully overcoming your fears and achieving your goals. Visualization can help rewire your brain and build confidence. One reason why we fear failure is because we set unrealistic goals. When our goals are too big or vague, failure becomes more likely, and the fear of not achieving them grows. Break your goals into smaller, achievable steps. When you do this, each step becomes less intimidating, and the fear of failure lessens. Each small victory builds momentum, making the journey towards success much smoother. Smart goal setting. Use the SMART goal framework: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time-bound, to create effective and achievable goals. One of the best ways to overcome fear is to take action. Fear thrives in inaction. When you sit still and dwell on what might go wrong, the fear only grows stronger. But when you take action, you prove to yourself that fear does not control you. As Susan Jeffers wrote in her book, "Feel the fear and do it anyway," the only way to get rid of the fear of doing something is to go out and do it. Even if you fail, you'll have taken a step forward, and that's progress. So the next time you feel fear creeping in, take a deep breath and take that first step. It doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be action. Incremental progress. Focus on making small, consistent steps towards your goals. Celebrate each milestone, no matter how small. Finally, learn to celebrate both your successes and your failures. Every time you fail, you're learning, growing, and moving closer to success. Failure means you're trying, and trying is what leads to progress. Celebrate the lessons learned from each failure, and recognize that success is built on these small moments of growth. When you learn to celebrate failure, it loses its power over you. Gratitude practice. Cultivating gratitude can help shift your perspective and appreciate the positive aspects of your life, even during challenging times. Remember, fear isn't something to be eliminated. It's something to be embraced. When you learn to use fear as a tool for growth, it stops being a roadblock and starts being a guide. Fear shows you where you need to grow. It points you toward the areas of your life where there's the most potential for change and improvement. Instead of running from it, lean into it. Ask yourself, what is this fear trying to teach me? Fear as a compass. Fear can often point us towards our passions and purpose. Pay attention to the areas where you feel most afraid, as they might hold the key to your true calling. Overcoming the fear of failure also involves building resilience. Resilience is the ability to bounce back after setbacks and keep moving forward. The more resilient you become, the easier it will be to handle failure, learn from it, and keep pushing towards success. You can build resilience by practicing self-compassion, developing a strong support system, and focusing on personal growth rather than perfection. As you move forward in your journey, remember that failure is not the end. It's just the beginning of something greater. Every time you face your fear, you become stronger, more resilient, and more capable of achieving your dreams. Now it's your turn. Take the first step, face your fears, and embrace failure as the stepping stone to your success. If this video resonated with you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content that helps you unlock your potential. And remember, the fear of failure is nothing compared to the regret of never trying.